Didn't we talk about a kid here a little while back? I wanted to say it's an academy in Florida or something. We had all the social media, but he didn't really have the talent to where that. I don't know what happened to him, but that type of thing happens when you have that. Why do these schools, just because they have social media, why did the schools go after a player and give him an opportunity if he doesn't have what they need?
Well, I mean, I think the kid we were talking about was Mikey Williams. And,
yes.
You know, he isn't a bad basketball player. He's a good basketball player. But, you know, he had such a huge following. He had 5 million people following him on social media. And his presence was just, you know, awe-inspiring. And I think, you know, he was even able to capture an NIL deal from a shoe company for a 7-figure number in high school. So, but he had this following, good basketball player. I think he went back east to one of the prep schools back east, and he's now going to attend a college, I believe, in Florida. Mm-hmm. You know, and, you know, he's still writing a story. He's still trying to tell a story to America, to the world, on what type of basketball player he's going to be. But again, once the hype gets going, you got to live up to that billing.
What's the letdown for these kids? Like you said, when the hype is up there and then reality, it's like Wagner, the kid that was at Kentucky.
Yes.
Father played, great basketball player, went to Kentucky, not a great year. Now he's going to Arkansas. You know, someone who has all that hype prior, from a mental point of view, how do these kids handle this? And families, because I know a lot of families look at their kids as a ticket, and we've talked about how does that affect one of these young men? Because it's like LeBron James. LeBron James. Going to the NBA, who knows what he's going to do? But what's the pressure on a high school kid like that nowadays? You think if it doesn't follow through, he's got money, which is fine. But from an athlete's point of view, how does that happen?
The pressure is immense. I mean, again, when I was coming up and coming along, I was fortunate enough to be a McDonald's All-American, one of the top 25 high school basketball players in the country.
That I know.
And really, you know, short of, like I said, it appearing in the newspaper and in a few basketball publications, no one really knew about it. Unless you're a basketball head.
Back then, how many different offers did you have?
I had offers from almost every school in America.
Why did you choose UCLA?
I chose UCLA because, truthfully, my number one choice, which was Duke, I came onto my recruiting trip the week after Bobby Hurley and Bill McCaffrey. They committed on their trip. They went the first week, and I came the second week, and they had a scholarship left. And Coach K offered me the scholarship on the flight leaving Duke. He was going to an ACC coaching convention down in Atlanta, and that was my stopover before heading back to LA, and he wanted me. I wanted to just show deference and respect to UCLA. They had recruited me since I was, in ninth grade. And that was my third visit. Duke was my first visit. So I had a visit in between and then UCLA. And I was trying to let Coach K know, hey, if you can just hold off, I'm going to commit. I did have a great time there. The second week, Thomas Hill came in to Duke. He wanted to commit right away, and he was from Houston, and Houston wanted him. And, Coach K was, called me up and said, Mitch, listen, we still like to get you, but, Thomas is here and he wants to commit. And I was just trying to tell him, hey, give me another week. And they thought they would lose us both. So Thomas Hill got the gig, got 2 national championships, and he's a great guy. And he was a great fit for Duke. And,
well, you see, the good thing is back then, it was communication.
Yes.
Nowadays, it's like you have the boosters. You have everybody. You have different people offering money, can give you money, and now this and that. So a lot of the schools, it's not about building the relationships with the kids, is it? It's more about how can these kids help boost our social media as well, draw the fans in, because the bottom line is they got to make money too. So how the kids nowadays, when they deal with something like that, is it communication when they get a scholarship? Do you think it's the same as intimate conversations and caring conversations, or is it try to get who you can before somebody else gets them?
Well, I feel like this. I feel like, number one, you got to have a budget to compete in the marketplace. These kids, they know their value. Their families know their value. And if you don't come to the table with something competitive, you don't have to be the best offer out there. You just have to be an offer that the kids feel like, hey, listen, I'm getting close to my market value or fair market value for myself, or even I exceeded a little bit. Mm-hmm. It may not be the best deal in the marketplace, but at the end of the day, this is the best fit for me school-wise. And I always, and I advise kids through, my agency right now, and I've done a number of
What's
these
the name of the
collective
agency?
Perpetual Sports Agency. And I try to advise the kids, hey, listen, this isn't a money grab. You still got to be thinking about your future and how to best position yourself so that whether you move on and you play internationally or, you play at the G League level or the NBA level, that opportunity is still there for you. If you pursue something just because you can grab money now, you may lose out on a lot more money later.
It's funny, in life, that's the way it is too. Once
Yeah.
you get to a job, once you get to a career, many people make a choice for today. They don't look for the long end of everything. Like you and I are involved with certain things, we're looking at the long end.